To anyone that came across this message today, know that you are loved, that you are taken care of, that you're protected, and whatever you're going through right now will pass. And there will come a moment where everything will clarify and you will once again see things clearly. There's something that I have to share today with you because we have quite shadowy energies present today. And I want to share with you 5 different themes to really pay attention to be aware, because they may trick you a little bit. They may make you think there's something wrong with you, but there's a very deep truth that will be revealed to you if you will dive a little bit deeper, like beneath the surface. I got a vision for this message today and I want to share it with you. So also I had quite of a challenging day today because I was dealing with my own shadows. Like I just couldn't get focused. I was feeling a bit ungrounded today, and whatever I did, nothing worked. So it took me some time to organize myself and to kind of learn to serve the energies. So here we are now, a little bit late, but better late than never, right? Isn't that so? So let's begin. I will also share with you what I've done, and it may help you if you're dealing with something like that as well. But before we go into it, I want to share a vision with you because it was very interesting, simple but profound. So yesterday I've been meditating with an intention to receive some guidance for today's message. And then in front of me appeared a circle with a dot in the middle that was like some kind of a light. And as I've been sitting with that circle, I got these ideas that may resonate with you deeply. So first, this circle is a symbol of beginning, or of a mother, or of an infinite consciousness. In Taoism, circle is a symbol of a mother of life, or the infinite God's mind. And it immediately reminded me of the Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci, where there is a circle and then there is a square. And then there's the man who stands with 2 feet and 2 hands in the circle, and 2 feet and 2 hands in the square. So circle represents the feminine, the perfect, no edges, perfect, no beginning, no end. It is perfect, it is infinite, and that's where you are coming from. But the square then is the masculine. It's the material world in which you live right now. But the message is, circle represents the care. Circle represents the mother, the beginning from where you've arrived into this material world. So with this message came to me this realization. It's time to really slow down and take a greater care of ourselves in this material world, so we make sure we don't go astray with all these shadowy energies today. And that was the reason why I saw that circle, because it reminds me of many interesting events that happened lately in my life, where I see it like life is challenging me if I will be living what I teach. So many times, I had many recent moments where I've been like driving with a car, and beside a road there was it just happened recently. Beside a road there was a couple on their motorbike, and they started kind of, waving their hand towards me, and I was passing by. I had some, speed in, I was passing by, but I just couldn't ignore that. So at some point I returned, came back, and I asked, is everything okay? And they said, yeah, our motorbike, there was something wrong, and they've been waiting there on the sun for I don't know, an hour, and they've been without any water, their mouths were dry, and they were just asking if I have some water to share, and I gave them a bottle of water. And I went on. I could easily just pass by and ignore it, but I said, well, let's be of service. And this is the sense of care that awakens inside of us when we kind of, awaken to this compassion towards our brothers and sisters. And I've noticed in my life this thing started happening so much. Like, I just meet opportunities where where if I notice them, I can offer some kind of support. Like, just few days before that event, I was also driving with my car, and beside a road I saw a road cyclist who was carrying his bike in his hand. And once again, I just stopped and I asked the guy, do you need some help? Can I help you with anything? Because I'm a road cycler as well, and it's just a community where we help one another if it's possible. People helped me in the past, and it just gets you. So that guy had a broken rear wheel, and we just put that bike in the car and I drove him to his home. And he was so shocked that for the whole time in the car he was quiet, because he couldn't believe that someone actually helped him. And I've noticed in my life, this is the, kind of a mother care that awakens inside of us when we go through this kind of spiritual development where we start caring for one another. And I'm not sharing this to brag like how good or kind I am. I've just noticed that this thing started happening to me, and I've started noticing opportunities where I can be of help or support towards others. And I felt a need to share this with you because maybe it's happening to you as well. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you've started noticing that opportunities to kind of become more caring towards others, opportunities where you can just support someone or you can be of service somewhere completely unexpectedly. Like, life would test you. Are you now willing to put all this knowledge, all this care that, sometimes we go through certain processes of healing where we are learning to take a better care of ourselves, so then we can demonstrate it in the world, because we need to take care of ourselves so then we can learn to take care of others, right? So we become selfish, so later we become selfless, right? So we fill up our cups so then we can pour that life onto others. And that's just something that comes to me with that vision of a circle, of a mother, of an infinite caring energy that is very present right now. And it's very important, because now I want to go into the themes of energy for today. And this message until now may be very important. So the first theme is that you may be experiencing today emotional rigidity and suppressed vulnerability. You've built around you some emotional walls. Like, through time, life was maybe tough on you, and you've learned to control your emotions, to become a bit more stoic. And that is great, and we need that, especially at times when we're maybe surrounded with more narcissistic people or more sociopathic people, or just people with some tough edges, right? We need some emotional toughness. But when it comes to authenticity, that's what is actually blocking us. Acknowledge the fear of appearing weak is something that came to me. Acknowledge the fear of appearing weak, because in that fear you will find answers to how authenticity really feels like and how it will free you. Because we've been taught that, I just need to fix the microphone here. We've been taught that if we are emotional or if we are vulnerable, that we are weak. But me as an artist, I'm a painter, I've recognized that, well, In my most emotional moments, I find most inspiration. The greatest work I've done was only possible for me because I've been so emotionally in tune with something. I love stories, I love music, I love movies because I can emotionally sense the depth in it. So there's a beauty in our emotionality, there's beauty in our sensitivity. So we need to unblock ourselves to it so we can learn to channel it, right? It doesn't mean be over emotional or be over sensitive and look for what is hurting you. No, it means, of course, being stoic is a good skill, but it will start blocking you if you don't master vulnerability as well. This is again this play of duality. Sometimes we need to be strong. Like today I've been feeling weak for the whole day. And whatever I tried, nothing worked for me. Like nothing grounded me. I was like, my head was in the clouds and I just couldn't ground myself. So what I did, I went for a run. I went for a long run. I did 14 kilometers, which is, for me, it's quite a lot because I'm not a runner. But after that run, I'm actually just after the run and my face is maybe still red. After the run, between the run, so many things got clear to me. It was like a meditation, like an active meditation, because there are moments when meditation needs to be active, when a sitting in quietness will not bring as much clarity as walk in nature can bring, or to me, workout or run can bring to me. And this is how we deal with this kind of shadowy energies. We need to be more active so we can speed up the blood flow through our bodies. We can bring more oxygen to the brain and the level of dopamine will arise, which means the level of happiness will arise. And when the level of happiness arises in your body, also clarity will arise. And suddenly everything that was unclear to you, everything that was a bit foggy to you will become clear to you. So this is just something to really pay attention today, because you may feel a bit blocked because you may be wondering how to open up more. And allow yourself to soften and connect authentically. Allow yourself to soften. Being soft is beautiful. You see, you are not a rock. You're not a rock. Even the rock is not a rock, right? You can soften. You can soften and also share other parts of you. Like also me as a creator here on this channel, I share with you my strengths, my qualities, my art, but also I share with you my vulnerability. And sometimes I go through hard times and I share that with you. Because it also shows that we are all going through something, and if you're having a tough day, you're not alone, my friend. You're loved, you're seen, you're heard. And if you find yourself being alone in your life, it's also a reminder that maybe you could look for help, maybe you could ask for help, maybe you could call someone, or talk with someone, or find a therapist, or find a mentor, someone who can listen to you. You see, when I'm mentoring people, many times I notice that so many people that come to me just need someone to listen to them. And someone will be actually very happy to listen to you. I love listening people. Sometimes I go into the gym and I fall into a conversation with someone, and then 30 minutes later, I'm still listening. I love doing that. And there's someone who may be truly a good listener for you today. These are just some things that are coming up to me, and let me know if this resonates with you. Also, journaling or some kind of self-care can help you release some suppressed emotions. But I've noticed when it comes to emotions, what helps me the most is voicing them out, because emotions are frequencies. Those are suppressed frequencies, and through sound they get released the most the most profoundly through sound, because, well, any frequency produces some kind of a sound. And if you are able to voice something out, to speak it out, you will notice that you will do more progress than with any journaling or any meditation. It will just happen. Then the second theme for today to really be aware and pay attention is for restless and disruptive impulses. This may just be happening today. So you may be presented today with some chaotic impulses that disrupt stability. And once again, it's something that I've been experiencing today. And those energies are present right now. And to those of you who are more sensitive, will feel them. Most probably you will feel something like that. You will feel a bit maybe disconnected from your body. You may feel like you don't know what to do. You may feel like your impulses are just pulling you into so many different directions. And once again, the reminder is, this is just a bit more chaotic energy. I see it as kind of an entity that has so many edges and is just like moving fast. And I see this energy as a very, very intense creative force that can be channeled very well if we have organized tasks. So before I told you that I will share with you what I've done today to actually put myself back into center. So I have here my little notebook. So what is that? Well, this is my pocket notebook that I have always with me. Into this notebook, I'm writing my dark thoughts. So I reframe them. I write down the triggers, what I share with you. I write down the triggers, I write down the negative or dark thoughts, and then I reframe them for not for positive ones, but for more constructive ones. The ones that can help me to see the situation more clearly, not to pretend it's different or something, but to see it more clearly. So the next time I experience the same trigger, I will automatically start to think more constructive thoughts, and that works. This is powerful. So that's how we can also start channeling these forces. But what I did with this notebook was what I always do when I feel like that. I write down the tasks that I know that will bring me back into center. So firstly, I ask myself, is there something I've been procrastinating on in my environment to take care of? Like to clean something, to organize something, to just whatever. I write it down. So one thing I can do in my environment that I've been procrastinating on. The second thing, what is one task that will physically make me more active? Is this a walk, a run, something like that? And then the third task, creative one. What is one creative task that will help me to channel this energy into something creative? Which for me is making a video or painting. Later I will go painting. And that's what I've done. So when I've done the first thing, I already felt better and more grounded. Then I went for a run and I actually did 14 kilometers, which was way more than I thought. I set a goal 10. I went for 14. I felt even better than I thought I would feel. And then I felt so inspired to talk to you, to share all these insights. And now I feel even better. Now we are on fire, my friends. So, you know, when you check these things, it grounds you. It pulls you back into this moment. And suddenly you say, you won. I won this day. And I've learned so much from these shadowy aspects of mine. I've learned so much how to bring myself into the center, even though I felt very, very chaotic. So this is powerful. Restlessness and disruptive impulses may be present today. So channel this energy into creative and some kind of innovative outlets rather than impulsive decisions. Of course, I did some impulsive decisions before, and then I became a bit angry towards myself. And I said, well, this doesn't work. And then after some time, I needed to sit down and I needed to write everything down, and then it worked. So if you're experiencing some restless and disruptive impulses, this may be for you. So not everyone will be experiencing these energies like I've described. It's for those of you who resonate. If you don't resonate, just skip it and move on. The third theme for today, conflict between ambition and authenticity. This one is also big because it kind of symbolizes the persona you've built through life that helped you to achieve your goals, but is not allowing you to be maybe at peace with yourself or happy with what you're doing. So this is a big theme, not just for today, but for this time. I've seen so many people dealing with that. We all go through this. Those are phases and seasons we go through. And as I say to you often, these videos are not like one day thing. This is the initiation for the future. I'm just giving you upgrades every single day, how to get more in alignment with the true path of yours. So when you have a conflict between some kind of an ambition that helps you to achieve a lot and authenticity, it may be experienced like, okay, if I will work hard, I will achieve these goals. But if it pulls me away from authenticity, then at some point I will find myself not loving what I'm doing. And I had these conflicts with myself as well. Like when I've started this journey on YouTube, for example, at some point I've recognized what works on YouTube, what works with algorithms. And I've started doing videos that were very successful and had many, many views. And it was a fun play and it helped many people. But at some point I've recognized this is not me anymore. Like I want to do more. I want to put more of myself, like more aspects of myself, different areas of life that I feel that are also important. Because in the past I've been doing many mystical, spiritual subjects that are quite popular in spiritual communities. But later I've noticed, well, I'm actually, I'm an athlete. I'm also a grounded person and disciplined person. And I've noticed many spiritual people struggle lacking these things. And I want to talk about this as well, because it helped me many times more than spiritual subjects. And when I've started doing more of that, I've noticed it doesn't have as much views, but I'm more happy when I'm doing that. And there was then the balance, when you need to balance what works with what feels authentic. And then it's, again, a whole another journey and a bunch of new challenges, because suddenly you're used to, this kind of numbers and you lose all of that. And you go through this trial and error once again. It's like risking everything for authenticity. And well, it's a journey and we all go through it. And I'm just sharing my perspective here to see that those are natural things. And sometimes we come to the point where we really need to ask ourselves, are we still willing to do it for maybe numbers or for certain goals, for certain achievements, or do we value more authenticity and the real connection and really doing it from the heart? And then facing with the consequences of that, because something that's popular may not fit that frame anymore, right? And when you start doing something that's real, may not be as popular anymore. And while navigating both of these worlds is a journey of itself, and each of us needs to find a way through it. I think I found my way, and I'm very grateful for where we came right now, because I never been more satisfied and fulfilled with the work as I am today. So thanks to all of you for understanding and for acceptance, because, well, without you, none of that would be possible for me. So I'm truly grateful for all of you. The fourth theme for today, illusions of control and dissolved boundaries. This is another big shadow theme for today to really pay attention to, because you may notice the struggle to find clarity in a sea of uncertainty. I said illusions of control, so you will need to learn to surrender the need to control outcomes, because outcomes are truly out of your hand. In your hand is your vision, setting goals. In your hand is taking action towards it. In your hand is having faith and trust to get there. But what I found out, the most practical way to surrender the need to control the outcomes is to have trust that God has a plan for me, that there's a bigger plan for me, and through my imagination I just can't come up with what I know that is best for me. So I've realized in my life that every single day I will do my best so I can show up and be accountable and be the best messenger I can be, the best artist I can be, the best creator I can be. But when the work is done, I let it go and I allow God to take care of everything. This is how I've learned to let go of the need to control. I also mentioned dissolved boundaries. So what does it mean? Well, boundaries are important. We set them to protect our energies. But sometimes boundaries also prevent us from expansion, because we start blocking ourselves, we start hiding from the world, we start hiding from taking risks. And that's when we need to dissolve them and expose ourselves to something new. And today you may be feeling like you need to embrace the unknown as space for spiritual growth. Embrace the unknown, whatever is unknown in your life. Like before, I've been talking about this balance between ambition and authenticity. This was completely unknown for me, and I needed to risk everything. I risked my financial situation, I risked my success or whatever it is. I risked, all these, algorithms are tricky thing because they recommend you what you watch. But when you change a style of content and people are not used to it, many people stop watching it, and then algorithms recognize that the content is not interesting anymore and it stops sending notifications out. So you can easily destroy the channel if you are not aware of these things. And I needed to risk it all for doing what was in my heart. And therefore, I needed to let go of many of these boundaries that I had, like I need to do what works rather than what is right. When I started doing what was right, for at least 1 year, I've been a bit struggling with everything. And in that time, what I've been doing the most was I've been really diving into ancient texts, like what people in the past have done when they've let go of everything they knew, when they've been facing with the unknown. And all these people, all these great philosophers said the same thing. I need to do what will make God proud of me. I need to do what will make God grateful that created me, or something like that. And to me, it resonated so deeply that I knew if I'm doing what I know that is right, then it's good of a reason to keep doing it. And that's what helped me. Eventually, we break through. And you will break through as well. I don't know how many of you needed to hear this, but I also need to share with you my vulnerability. So if you're in a phase of your life where nothing makes sense to you, and you're not sure if your good work, if your heartful work will blow up or create some breakthroughs, always ask yourself, Are you doing anything God asked you to do? Are you doing anything that you've been inspired to do? Are there still any fears that are holding you back? Because fears have been holding me back as well. And I needed to erase them. I needed to say to myself, no evil has power over me. No fear has power over me. Only infinite good is moving me. And I needed to find peace in that knowing. I needed to really get in touch with this clarity that fear doesn't need to blind me anymore. And that's just something we need to face with. So illusion of control and dissolved boundaries is something to really notice, especially today. You can use meditation, you can use any kind of practice to dive a little bit deeper into how to surrender control. But eventually you will notice that life is just taking you through phases where there is no other way but to let go and trust. And then the last one, fear of transformation. How many of you are actually, you want to grow, you want to transform, but you also don't want to? So it's like, meeting the abyss, the fear of diving into depths that will change you, that will alter you, because maybe you're afraid of actually finding out the truth. Maybe you're afraid of noticing that you are not who you thought that you were. Maybe you're afraid to face with your past. Yesterday I talked to you. The fire was ignited. That fire will enlighten many aspects of you. And you don't need to be afraid of change anymore. You don't need to be afraid of transformation anymore. Examine where you hold onto power out of fear. Where you hold onto power out of fear. Power can be anything. It could be your image of yourself, your persona. It could be money. Like, I'm holding on to money because it gives me power. But it also gives you fear. When you will let go of it, you will find so much more ways to be financially free. And life will just start supporting you. I can promise you that, because it happened to me. How many times I've been facing with this potential possibility of losing everything, but I never lost it. You see, even psychology says 75% of your worries never happen. Those are just your demons. And where can you trust the process of letting go to align with a more truthful path? Those are the questions to really ask yourself today. Maybe, seek support. Talk with someone that can help you to dive into these parts of you. Those are power struggles, right? Examine where you hold onto power out of fear. Because the real power truly is faith in life. This is the realest power you can embody. Knowing that, as I said before, God has a plan for you. But it takes an incredible amount of bravery and courage. Because, you see, life will pull you onto an adventure, like it did me. You will be called into an adventure. But then you will need courage to say yes to it. You will need an incredible amount of faith to walk it. And if you decide to walk it, well, you will be tested. You will be challenged. You will need to examine yourself. You will need to face with everything you've been avoiding. And then you will be rewarded. So you will learn that at some point, even manifestation will not be working for you, because you will actually need to deal with the consequences of your maybe wrongdoing, or doing something out of wrong reasons, or out of your shadows. And you will need to face with the manifestations that are the effects of your impulsive behavior, that was another effect of your suppressed or never learned qualities. And that's just something you will need to face with. Never look at these things as life is punishing you. Always look at it as life is preparing you for something greater. And to experience a great life, you need to become a great human being, right? And a great human being is someone who's doing something that makes all the existence proud that you exist, right? Where life can freely express through you. Where you open up to such a degree that all forces of life can freely flow through you, and they can manifest in the most positive and truthful and constructive ways, which is an incredible achievement for anyone who has accomplished that. And that's why we have great examples we can study, great maybe philosophers, great masters, great teachers we can study to become maybe more like that. That's why in Buddhism, they've been often visualizing Buddha in front of them. In Christianity, you have Jesus. In different practices, you have different teachers. Doesn't matter who is your maybe favorite teacher or to whom you have the most respect. The point is that you see in these people qualities that you can embody, especially at the hardest days. And as I said at the beginning, you're loved. You are taken care of. You're supported. Life is never punishing you. It's only mirroring back to you what you need to work on. So try to recognize any situation in your life as an opportunity to become more grounded, more organized, and more clear with your intentions. As today, I've been tested and I've passed the test with this red little notebook and some action. So I hope you found great value in today's message. I hope all of this can help you in many ways, and I want to say big thanks to everyone for choosing to support my work by buying my art. I'm an artist, a painter, and you will find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com or the link in the description of this video. You can find it below the video. Also join us on our Patreon community for more exclusive content. Until next time, one love.